You know, there are times when words come out of our mouths that, like the saying says, no sooner said than done. And now we're into March, and we're not out of snow by a long shot. You know, end of March, April, we can get some pretty heavy, deep snows, but it's usually wet, and we don't go, probably maybe 10 below max. Well, a week ago, I was putting straw away from the watershed, and now we've got about 10 inches of wet, sloppy snow and still coming hard. So I'm headed out here this morning to go check on these cows and make sure they got feed and water. We got winter back again. Well, here's where I put the straw away. Last week I mentioned the tank that's up on the hillside that I took the straw away and how that went through the winter just fine. But I didn't mention our water trough. Remember, I insulated it, has a lid on it. Well, we went through all this temperature and I never did freeze up. The max I ever had was maybe about an inch of ice. And that was because I inadvertently left the top open one night when it got down to about 10 degrees. But when I had the lid shut, I had maybe a quarter, half an inch max. But it never did freeze the sides, never did freeze the bottom. Remember, I took two 55-gallon drums and put them together. So I have geothermal coming up to the tank. And it seems to have worked pretty well. That water tank never did freeze up over the winter, other than the surface top ice. When I got back to town from feeding the cows, I did take a quick trip down the highway and just kind of see what all was happening and why the power was out. Well, the snow that we got this weekend wasn't so much that it was a lot of volume. We were down here on the creek bottom, maybe about a foot, but the thing about it that brought trees down like we've got here is it was so wet and heavy when it came. So there's a lot of trees down. I've got this box elder tree here between our carports, and we got a big limb that came down and kind of blocked in Diane's car. It's probably, a good 12, 14 inches up there toward the base. So I'm going to try to cut it up in a few more pieces so I can jerk it out. I'll use my Jeep here. Our dumpster is kind of underneath there, but try to get this snaked out of here. pretty healthy size up there. I think I'm gonna maybe take the top out of this, cut it up into smaller pieces, or maybe my Jeep will handle it. This Jeep is pretty short coupled, so it's a little more maneuverable than using my truck, but we'll see how it goes. This is where I do most of my firewood cutting, so I'll get it down to my wood pile. I'll see how close I can get that other log down here, if I can get it down here. I think this is completely free of the tree. We'll see. Now if we had Jim, with working horses with Jim here, he'd hook onto this with his team and walk right off with it. Back in just a little closer. Let's see how that works. box myself in here. Well, that wasn't too bad. Got the worst of it out. I'll clean up some of this little brush. We always got a burn pile going on, and Diane will be free to come and go again. Push a little bit of this snow out. I did some snow blowing last night. I wanted to get this blown out before this slushy stuff froze. We're headed down to single digits here in a day or two. This will kind of open things up again. Well, when all was said and done, after this storm finished, we ended up with 16, 18 inches here on the level down on the creek bottom, and anywhere from 2 feet to 3 feet the closer you got to the mountain, which is about 25 miles away. Out where we keep the cows, we had a probably good 18 inches, pretty solid. I did go out and plow it out with the Bobcat. The county came through and opened up the roads, and in doing so they plugged us all up. So I went out and opened all that up. So anyway, it was kind of a fun weekend. I didn't get a lot of other stuff done. I was actually out pushing snow and playing in the snow. So I just thought I'd share what I did this weekend playing in the snow. Thanks for following along.